Welcome to your free training on how to stop self-sabotage, increase your willpower, and start losing weight. Do you know women who seem to be able to eat with ease, not ever tracking their food, counting calories, or caring how many carbs are in that pasta salad? They're able to eat one cookie and stop without giving it much thought. They pass up free pizza and don't think twice about it. Food is not at the forefront of their thoughts. They're comfortable in their bodies. Shopping for a new bathing suit's a fun way to spend a Saturday, not a dreadful outing that leaves them feeling hopeless and disgusted. Back when I was a compulsive overeater, I hated these women. My best friend in high school was 5'9" and maybe 120 pounds. Every time I saw her eat a cheeseburger and fries, I wanted to slap her. I thought I would never be like her. Watching my weight is just something I will always have to live with. I thought I would never be one of those women who would forget to eat a meal. I thought I would never be a woman who wouldn't be tortured by her kids' leftover Halloween candy. But I am living proof that this life, one that isn't focused on food, is possible. If you do the work, you can transform your relationship with food. I bet if you surveyed other areas of your life, you would see great success. Have you had a successful career, a successful marriage? Are you a great parent or great caretaker? Have you excelled at a sport or another hobby? This is evidence that you can do hard things and be successful. Imagine a life where you feel confident and proud of your body. Photos and videos are no big deal. Imagine being able to walk around naked in front of your spouse or partner and feel totally comfortable. Imagine going to a Mexican restaurant, effortlessly eating a single serving of chips and salsa and stopping. Imagine going on a long hike and being in good enough shape to make it to the top. This life is within your reach. I've helped countless women lose weight and keep it off. And here's what 4 things I've learned. You need courage to be unsure and afraid, but choose to move forward anyway. You need commitment to realize you will have setbacks because you're not perfect, but you will not let the setbacks cause you to quit. You need to be coachable, being open to trying a new way, even if it takes you out of your comfort zone. And lastly, you need a proven program to follow that addresses your specific problems and barriers that have derailed you in the past. I'm Sherri Clarke. I'm a registered dietitian and a certified personal trainer. I have a passion for helping emotional eaters transform their relationship with food and lose weight. You see, I lived that life for 20 painful years. I never fully saw how my eating affected every aspect of my life until I got to the other side. And I want you to have that same freedom. Author Janine Roth says, compulsive eating is the refusal to be fully alive. If this is you, keep watching because I'm going to share with you how you can break free from this bondage and spend your energy on much more important things. My relationship with food got off track when my dad suddenly passed away when I was 13. My emotions were so overwhelming, I just checked out. Not on purpose, it just happened. I got my hands on the only drug a sheltered 13-year-old could, Little Debbie snack cakes, Snickers, and brownies. I developed really bad habits around food. I ate when I was frustrated, angry, sad, stressed, and lonely. I would sneak food into my bedroom. I would lie about what I had eaten. I would eat salads in public, but hot dogs and fries when no one was watching. I wore long sleeves in summer to hide my arms. I passed on trips to the lake because I would never let my friends see me in a bathing suit. I hated photos. I hated my body. Dating? No way would a guy like me because of my weight. Why would I even put myself out there like that? I knew the way I ate was not like other people. I knew it was not normal, but I also knew I didn't have an eating disorder. I thought something was seriously wrong with me. I was so ashamed, embarrassed, and hopeless. I just kept everything to myself and suffered in silence. One day, I finally had the courage to tell a dietitian on my college campus in Chapel Hill that I needed help to change the way I ate and thought about food. She referred me to a mental health counselor, and my journey towards food freedom began. I saw a counselor for a while, and it definitely helped, but it didn't seem to be enough in and of itself. A year later, I joined Weight Watchers and lost 25 pounds. A year later, I had gained back 20 of it. I began graduate school to get a master's degree in nutrition. I used the motivation of, I don't want to be a fat dietitian, to motivate me to lose 30 pounds. I figured this time I could keep the weight off. And I did it for several years, but after a series of stressful events, I found myself with tight pants yet again. You get the idea. I was caught in a cycle of gaining weight and losing weight with no clue how to stop it until I pieced together everything I had learned and put it to use. Unfortunately, a program like Willpower Weight Loss did not exist in 1990, so I was left to figure it out myself. I realized these things had to change. I had to be compassionate with myself and stop expecting perfect eating. I had to take it one day at a time. I had to stop the all or nothing mentality and implement moderation of all foods and exercise. I had to become comfortable with uncomfortable emotions and learn how to process them in a healthy way that didn't involve food. I had to stop weighing myself every morning and letting a number dictate my mood. I had to stop lying to myself about what I had eaten and why I was eating. I had to stop comparing myself to other women who I wanted to look like. When I did these things, my life turned around, and today I have a totally different relationship with food. In 2013, I opened a private practice and started counseling people who struggled like I had. Through the years, I developed a successful program that focuses on taking back control over food and finding peace. Is this program something that could help you? Let me teach you about the cornerstone of the program and see what you think. Put yourself in this scenario. You're at the grocery store and you've made a commitment to cut out sugar. You've been doing really great for about 2 weeks, but then you see it. Krispy Kreme pumpkin spice donuts are finally out. This is the first time you've seen them this year. You know, it's the beginning of pumpkin spice, salted caramel, everything. Immediately, there's a battle going on in your mind. Keep going, you don't need that, it's poison. But another voice says, but it's fall, and this is the only time of year I can get them. If I buy a dozen, I could just eat one and give the rest to the family. And anyway, what harm is one donut? In this scenario, how often do you give in and buy the donuts? 0 is never, 100 is every time. If you give in at least 50 times out of 100, this program is just what you need. If you can identify with the battle inside your mind, keep listening. Willpower weight loss starts with addressing the thoughts around food and changing them. We know that our thoughts lead to our actions. So in order to make better choices, we must reframe our thoughts. But how? Keep watching and I will show you. If you can identify with my Krispy Kreme story, I would bet money that you've been on many diets in your lifetime and you've lost a lot of pounds. Your problem has been that you've not been able to sustain the weight loss. I bet you really get angry with yourself for gaining the weight back. And I bet you say some pretty harsh things to yourself. I bet you don't know what is wrong with you. The reason you gain the weight back is because you haven't learned any strategies or tools to deal with cravings, temptations, and those sabotaging thoughts you experience. So you're able to white knuckle it for a while. You think that being able to fit in those shorts from 5 summers ago should be enough motivation for you to keep it off, but it isn't. And you're left feeling defeated, heartbroken, and miserable once again. Think about the diets you've been on. Have any of them addressed the mental aspect of weight loss? Have any of them given you tools that help you stay in bed when everything in you wants to go downstairs and heat up some leftovers? My guess is no. They tell you to distract yourself, go to sleep, but don't go downstairs and get that snack. In other words, white knuckle it. Now, not everyone is a good fit for willpower and weight loss. Listen as I tell you a story about my former client, Shauna. Shauna was thin and fit. She was that girl that we hate. She'd skip lunch and not even realize it, then hit McDonald's on her way home for a Big Mac and fries. She was single, 25, working a 40-hour week job, hitting the gym several times a week and going out with her friends on the weekend. Life was good for her. Then she got married. She got a promotion at work. She started traveling. Then she had 2 kids. Now Shauna isn't going to the gym. Shauna's so exhausted on weekends, she tries to rest, but with 2 small kids, it feels like her life is not even hers anymore. She orders pizza and heats up frozen lasagna for dinner. Before she knows it, Shauna's developed pre-diabetes, which runs in her family, and she's gained 25 pounds. Shauna comes to me for help. Shauna needs some nutrition education so she can make healthy choices. She needs a meal plan. She needs to weigh in weekly for accountability. She needs suggestions on recipes, snacks, and convenience items. But Shauna doesn't need willpower and weight loss. Now listen as I tell you about my former client, Gina. Gina is a high school music teacher with 2 teenagers. She comes to me wanting to lose about 50 pounds. She's lost weight with traditional calorie counting programs, not once, but 3 times. Each time, she's gained all or most of the weight back. She's unsure why, but she thinks this time is going to be different. She's promised herself. When I worked with Gina, we uncovered that she has a very stressful life. Her marriage is in shambles. One of her kids has spent time in rehab and is just out. She's constantly worried about him. She has elderly parents that live far away. She worries about them aging, and she's sad that they live so far away she can't see them more. She's worried about what will happen to them in the years to come. And she feels guilty about it, but feels trapped. That's a lot of stress, right? So when I point that out to Gina and ask her, so what do you do intentionally to relieve some of this stress? I get a blank stare. Gina realized that she's overwhelmed with her stress, and instead of facing it head on, she has distracted herself with food. Gina spends so much time beating herself up over eating French fries that she has no time to think about anything else. It's too painful to think of these other things. She copes by distraction. Gina is a great fit for willpower and weight loss. In fact, here's what she had to say about her experience. When I started willpower and weight loss, I quickly realized that I sabotaged my efforts because I didn't know any other way to deal with my stress and anxiety. The program taught me that when I was stressed or anxious, I have to pause and ask myself what I need, and the answer was rarely food. 2 people, both wanting to lose weight, overweight for very different reasons. You can't give these 2 the same program and expect both to be successful. Back to the Krispy Kreme donut scenario. Let me teach you how to reframe your thoughts that are telling you it's okay for you to buy the dozen donuts. Instead of rationalizing your purchase with the thought, but it's fall and I can only get these for a limited time, I will only eat one anyway. Pause and tell yourself the truth. It's a lie that I'll only eat one. I know from experience I will eat 2 or 3 as soon as I get home, and I'll feel like crap about it, and I will regret it. So then you just need to take action. In this case, you would keep pushing that buggy and forget about the donuts. This is called thought reframing, and it's been used by mental health counselors and behavioral change specialists for many years. It's focused on helping you make positive changes in the moment. This is just one of the many tools I teach my clients to help them stop sabotaging and start thinking differently about food. Karen, a recent graduate of the program, emailed me to say, I can't believe how I'm able to still eat well during the pandemic. Last year, I would have said screw it and worried about my weight when it was over. If you relate to my story and the others I've mentioned, then I want to talk to you. I want to hear about your struggle and see if I can help. But before I tell you how to set up our appointment, I want to be clear. This program is for you if you're exhausted with thinking about food. You consistently give in to cravings and temptations, and then you beat yourself up over it. If you are ready for a new lifestyle and you're not looking to make drastic changes that are not sustainable, you are willing to get outside your comfort zone, get real, and potentially face some tough stuff regarding why you overeat and why you self-sabotage. You are coachable and open to trying a new way. You are open to feedback. You are ready to invest your time and energy by making willpower and weight loss a priority. And you are willing to invest the financial resources necessary to begin a better life. And this program is not for you if you have an eating disorder or think you have an eating disorder, if you want a quick fix, if you don't have that battle in your head that says, eat this, no, don't eat that, if you only care about decreasing the number on the scale, if you think you know it all about nutrition, exercise, and weight loss, if you are only open to following the parts of the program you think are right for you, and if you are not willing to invest your time and financial resources. Now, I only worked with select women that after assessing, I know will be successful. To find out if that is you, we need to talk. I normally charge $150 for this assessment in my office, but for a limited time, I'm offering it to you totally free. Just click on the link to see my personal calendar and find a time to begin your journey. If I cannot help you, I will be able to suggest a better plan for you. I promise I'm not a high-pressure salesperson. I have zero interest in signing you up if I don't think you will successfully complete the program. I promise I will give you an honest assessment. If my calendar is full, you can email me at sherri@willpowerandweightloss.com to get on my waiting list. At this point, you have two options. Option A, do nothing. Option B, click on my calendar. And I really hope you don't choose option A, because I know when you do nothing, nothing changes. People think being overweight is easy, but I know from experience, being overweight is actually very hard. Don't sell yourself short. If you've never tried this approach, you can't say it won't work for you. Click on the link to my personal calendar and let's chat. I can't wait to meet you and get you started towards a new life that isn't focused on food. Willpower and weight loss, because life is too short to be tortured by a potato chip.